Today on Trend.
We're living the beach life with Ingrid. Beautiful setting for a natural stone masterpiece. HOTTUB spells relaxation.
I've always wanted to live right on the beach, and with this property, we are right on the beach. Ingrid, how did this happen?
And welcome to Agate Beach. Amy, this is one of Tournour Bay's gems. It's a small little enclave of just 9 homes that are positioned on this pocket beach of a sandy walkout nestled in Tournour Bay that just offers just extraordinary beachfront living, and I'm calling it Victoria's Malibu.
Oh, I agree. I mean, what is there? 3 steps down to the beach?
And I think this is also why it was really popular back in the 40s and the 50s. People would come from the city and spend time at their seaside cottage for the weekend. They would go to McMorrin's, which is now the Beach House restaurant. McMorrin's would offer like the big dance Saturday night parties, and then people would retreat to their cottage beach frontages, and just really has such a charm and a history here in Tournour Bay.
It kind of has that whole like Hamptons feel to it.
And especially this home, just the attention that it draws from the beach, being positioned so close, and that's one of the benefits of keeping the footprint from one of those original cottage foundations, where now if you were looking to rebuild, you just couldn't with the setbacks that are now required. So that really gives us an extraordinary connection to this walk-on sandy beachfront.
And it really is all at your fingertips. And this property is so cool because it has a beautiful house, but then also has a beach house.
And you've got extra accommodation, and with a nice separation. It also offers a beautiful grass courtyard, which provides some great southwest sun. Tournour Bay is primarily positioned northeast, so you're going to get incredible sunrises, moonrises, but sometimes that southwest sun is a little bit more difficult on this side of the island, but this really gives you a chance to capture that as well. So having the ability to really entertain on this beach frontage patio, it just offers you just an extraordinary opportunity. You can launch your boat, get your crabs for the catch of the day, and finish off the evening with just an extraordinary experience, from the lapping of the waves to planning your next day's adventure, whether that be kayaking or paddleboarding. You can have a seasonal mooring buoy out here where you can have a small boat and take off for adventures in and around our Gulf Islands. It really is just an extraordinary opportunity that this home on Agate Beach offers.
I would never leave home if I lived here. I think that everybody would have to come to me, although they wouldn't be complaining.
I think you do feel like you're on a beach vacation every single day, and the owners have done an extraordinary job with just a really beautiful complement to some exterior finishes, really paying attention to what is working from a beach frontage house in terms of the exterior finishes. They've done a complete revitalization with a metal roof, the hardy plank, which is far superior for durability on this ocean frontage exposure, but capturing some of that Hampton feel with the shakes and the shingles, and really just giving it that lovely beach feel.
Oh, the sand and the wind and the salt, they are brutal.
And even from the inside, you know, they've kept it really casual so that not only their family but the guests feel comfortable when you're traipsing in a little bit of sand and just enjoying, you know, everything that the inside out has to offer. So Amy, this home actually offers a lot of flexibility and diversity with the buyer type. There's enough room for a family with 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms in the main home, plus the extra accommodation. You can have your in-laws, extended family. It really does give you the best opportunity to enjoy all that this community has, which we are seeing attracting more families because of the quality neighborhood, the quality schools, and Tournour Bay is really starting to become a hot spot for especially out-of-town buyers who want the best of West Coast living and the convenience of being only 15 minutes to downtown, 15 minutes to the airport. So we are experiencing more interest coming from outside of Victoria, those that are wanting this West Coast lifestyle but have the convenience of being able to commute to one of the more larger city centres throughout our province or down south, really capturing the attention of those that are seeing the benefits of being able to have this beautiful West Coast lifestyle in Victoria's Malibu right here on Kidover Bay Beach.
I don't think that we could be more fortunate than being able to call Vancouver Island our home. We're here in beautiful Souk, BC, and this stunning West Coast project couldn't be more like paradise. Let's go see them hard at work. James, there's so much work happening at this site right now.
There is, yeah. We've got Aaron in the back right now. He's just laying Ocean Pearl by K2 Stone. We're up in Souk, just on the west coast of Vancouver Island.
And that stone's as west coast as you can get.
It is, yeah. It's from a quarry just up in Port Renfrew, and it's actually, it's quarried there, and then they're shipped out to Duke Point where they manufacture it and then shipped here. So it's pretty as low impact as you can for carbon footprint for stone on the island.
And is this pretty typical of what you guys would do for a project?
This is, we definitely like, this is our wheelhouse. We like to do work like this, especially these custom homes with local stone.
It's really going to end up being a design feature. I love how it's going to flow from the exterior through to the other side.
Yeah, it's definitely an indoor-outdoor living space where you can stand at any vantage point in the house. You can be seeing the ocean or seeing the forest and seeing the stone and all the other elements of the house.
You really can use this on an interior fireplace or exterior stone. There are so many things that you guys can do.
That's the great thing about masonry, is that it's such a versatile building product that we can do. Like you said, we can do anything. We can rough in we can build a fireplace out of it from start to finish, and that can be, we can build an outdoor pizza oven. We can do a flagstone sidewalk. There's no end to what we can do with masonry.
Pretty much whatever I imagine, you can make it happen.
Absolutely, we can.
Well, I'm liking the sounds of that.
Yeah.
So for people that don't know, what exactly is the process of the masonry?
So masonry for us, there's many facets to the actual word masonry. This, what we're doing here today, is the stone masonry, and this is a full bed stone with a concrete masonry backup wall. So it's a seismic design for the West Coast. There's with other custom masonry there, like we were saying, we could do a full fireplace. We could do a brick facade on a custom West Coast home again.
So it's really for the decorative and design aspect to get that real textured, beautiful look.
For sure, for the design aspect, for aesthetically pleasing, both for design and for longevity of, like, this is a 100-year wall that we're building on this place.
This will last forever.
It will definitely outlast us, but hopefully Rob Tournour Masonry is still around.
You really have your stamp on everything around town, and people may not realize it. What are some of the projects that we could see?
If you go around town, it's hard to turn a corner and not see a project that has our imprint on it. Like in the Hudson district of Victoria, you have the old Hudson's Bay building, which was retrofitted into condos many years ago. That was the first one we worked on in town, leading right up to Hudson Place 1, which we just completed. You can go to the Oak Bay Beach Hotel, which has 3 different types of masonry on it. You can go to the Songhees Wellness Center.
And I know you guys had your hand in Bear Mountain as well.
Yeah, Bear Mountain was a place where we actually really established our brand.
I have to say, I'm a firm believer of natural stone, natural beauty.
I would agree with you.
Just because we're sheltering at home doesn't mean that you can't still do the fancy dinner parties. Why not invite the entire family down on a Friday night, the people that live with you, that is. Get them to dress in something fun, have a theme, base the food on something spectacular. When you're thinking of setting the table, I like to use placemats for something more casual. You can go with a fabric for something that's got a really fun design on it. If you have kids or if it's something pretty messy, I like to use a vinyl placemat. These ones look like leather. They're an ostrich skin. They are vegan though, but they're really easy to sanitize, wipe down afterwards, and just keep everything clean. A runner's a great way to add a little bit of texture to the table as well. It's a more casual look, but it adds a little bit of texture down the center of the table. This one would be great for maybe like a country brunch. I like to use chargers under the place settings as well. They can add a little bit of contrast to the tablecloth or the placemat, or in this case, add a little bit of sparkle, making the setting look a little bit more elegant. Use your creativity when you're thinking of the centerpiece. I always like to have floral in the center. You could do it very seasonal, have fall setting, or maybe even have a runner down the center of greenery. Think of those whimsical, magical weddings that you've seen on Pinterest. Your place settings can be done in various different dishes. Don't be scared to do mismatch, colorful, something fun for like a Mexican fiesta. These are my everyday dishes, and I love them because they're white. You really see the food inside and the colors and the vibrancy from the food, but they have a little bit of texture with the hammer tone around the edge, which makes it a little bit higher end. They're porcelain, so they're nice and light, but they will break easily. Some dishes are much heavier and harder to maneuver. Don't forget the little touches. These little name cards are great around the tables. I know you all know each other very well by now, but you could switch it up, have people sit in different places than they normally would. You can have some fun with it. Dinner parties at home with your own family. Who knew?
Are you interested in hot tubs, spas, and everything for relaxation? Well, we're in the right location. Grant, Langford has so many spas on display.
Well, thank you. Yeah, we've had this store for 15 years, and it's primarily jacuzzi, but we've got billiards upstairs, and we've got cabanas, and we've got a swim spa. We're going to talk about swim spas.
So pretty much everything for a staycation at home.
A staycation is really paramount now, and people aren't traveling so much, aren't going out so much. So this is a way to cocoon in comfort.
Staycation is great, but is there a lot of maintenance involved in this?
There's so little maintenance. It's like less than looking after goldfish.
Oh, I could do that.
We've got UV and ozone and microfiltration and mineral sticks and enzymes. Fantastic strategies to have crystal clear, beautiful water that takes a few minutes a week.
And what about the salt water feature?
So salt is just a way of converting you convert salt into chlorine. And there's an upside and a downside to that. The corrosiveness is probably the downside, and the pH goes through the roof. Anybody can do salt. We're promoting UV, ozone, enzymes and whatnot as a far superior strategy with no real downside.
Daryl, I love the aesthetics of this particular spa. It just looks like a furniture piece that you would have outside.
I like it as well, and so do our customers, because it does make their backyard look better. It's nice when you have a hot tub that will look great, but not only feel great for you.
Because this one's top of the line, right?
It's very top of the line, very much like a 5-star hotel. It has the features that give you a massage, both Swedish and shiatsu style massage.
All the different choices.
Yes. It's amazing.
And this one's fancy as well.
This one has a Covana over top, which is a great feature, especially where we live. You can have an automated cover, which you can use all year round.
And it just moves up and down.
Moves up and down and gives you that privacy, and it gives you the protection from the elements.
So let's talk a little bit about the swim spas. They're very unique.
They are very unique, and one of the greatest things about swim spas here in Victoria is that a regular pool, all you can use it for 4 months of the year. This pool you can use for 12 months of the year, Amy, which is fantastic.
And so a swim spa, it actually has a current, so you're swimming against the current.
Yes, unlike a regular pool where you're basically, unless you have a large yard, you're swimming in one direction and then you're going and you're turning around and going back. This you're staying and you're having the thrust against you, so you can stay in one point and exercise and have that stability.
And you really get a good workout.
It's an amazing workout. I've had people who swim in the swim spas that are almost professional swimmers say it's like swimming in for 8 hours in 1 hour. That's right. And we have multiple options for you in terms of swim spas, from 12 feet all the way up to 20 feet in length. They're manufactured right here in Ontario, in Canada, and we have the abilities here to make a swim proper. We propose the perfect swim in a swim spa.
Well, that sounds like a workout that I'm gonna have to try out.
You're gonna have to try it, it'll be great for you.
Go global with Newport Realty and Christie's International. Ireland is known for its wide expanses of lush green fields, a place where beauty and serenity, laughter and music come together, wrapped up in myths and legends. The average semi-detached house in Ireland costs $415,000 Canadian, while monthly rents run around $2,100. Placed in a magnificent setting, Terry Duff is a modern and open-plan home finished to the highest standard. The house links seamlessly with the gardens and grounds. An abundance of windows offers plenty of sunlight. The gardens are extremely private and secure with mature hedging along the boundary to the front. On all property transactions, a stamp duty of 1% to 2% is applied. It harkens back to when a physical revenue stamp had to be attached to documents to show that it was paid. I'm Dave Brown, going global with Newport Realty and Christie's International.
One of the most wonderful things about Victoria is the character in the downtown buildings. Mike, this one is so cool.
That's a really interesting building, and I think with a lot of the brickwork, we're going to get a chance to see how it shows off a lot of the millwork that we were able to do to enhance the space.
The interior design in here is incredible. There's not a lot of space, but they're impactful.
It's important, I think, in smaller locations like this, that you really get the value on the space in terms of what we do to make them function well. And so we'll take a look at a couple of those features today and see just how we've been able to help out.
Well, and the space that you're dealing with is already so much character, very eclectic, small footprint. So I can only imagine that there's a lot of challenges.
There is. I think it's important with the commercial project to really be able to work directly with the builder, because things aren't always, in quotes, normal.
Right.
There are going to be plumbing challenges, electrical in different places. Even the construction, when you pull things apart, you can get a surprise. So for us as a custom house, we were able to work directly with them and basically get by any of those roadblocks or challenges, and to the benefit of the person that's going to get to enjoy this.
And you're calling this a commercial project because there was multiple units in here versus a residential, which typically it would just be one unit.
That's correct. Yeah, here there's 3 kitchenettes, let's call them, plus the bathrooms, the vanities, and then also some closet work as well. And it is important to keep the theme working and the look and feel as a designer had asked for.
So then you kind of help pull it all together and make it happen.
Yeah, it's been awesome. It's a lot of fun to do these units because it is a little bit challenging, and we're lucky enough to have folks that really do enjoy that challenge.
Well, I noticed in the bathroom, your vanity is literally cut into the window.
That's right. Yeah, from the standpoint of a number of the pieces, they had to really be thought through, and we had to use some special circumstances, and some of our custom work really came into play. So the vanity, as you say, is literally hanging right at the window, and it works.
And because you build everything on site in Victoria as well, you have a little bit more flexibility with timelines to work on a commercial project.
We do, and we're finding now the timeline is very important. Clearly, we're being cautious with respect to our COVID procedures, and part of that is each trade has to have their day, so to speak. So now we have to put things end on end to keep people safe. And part of that is staying efficient and on time.
And now really is a great time to get your projects done.
It is. We're really busy right now. I think a lot of people watched and waited and kept us safe, and now they're trying to basically get going on their projects.
And when you're home all the time too, there's no time like the present.
Yeah, looking at a not-so-nice kitchen, for example, for months on end when you're there, I think becomes a little bit of an impetus to get going and maybe do that project that's been in waiting.
And not even just from the aesthetic standpoint, you guys can change the footprint and redesign a space so that it's actually more functional too. Because working in a non-functional kitchen with your entire family underfoot is not good either.
No, that's exactly right. And basically we start with a very broad look at the space, because sometimes just a half wall or something like that could be removed and it could make all the difference in the world. It's not uncommon to take a wall wall from the living or dining area and the kitchen and open the space up and add an island, for example. Those types of things I think are very topical and timely, and the space it provides and the living situation is so much better.
Mike, these units are so cool.
They're just so bright. I mean, the big windows, the high ceilings, and it just really does open it up, even though it's a relatively small space.
They are small spaces, but let's look at the kitchen, for example. Like, I love all the design details and all the counter space and how functional it is.
Right. It took a little bit of work, but obviously the big thing now with the kitchens is there is a bunch of custom work there.
Right.
From the bar back with the special CNC profile that we did.
So what do you mean when you say that?
Well, in order to make those cuts repetitive and perfect, you really need a bit of help from technology. And
So it's all out of one panel?
That's correct. It's
And then
all a
machine
single
cuts the
panel.
texture.
Machine cuts everything perfectly. And then of course we still have to put the custom color on. In this case, Townsend Harbor was the color, and it's basically a brown tone moving towards burgundy. It's a beautiful color, but it's also something that we have to plan for in terms of working with a dark color like that.
Yeah, and so their interior designer specified that, but really you can do any paint color for your clients.
That's correct. We use a fan deck, so whatever color the client might want, we use that. There's no restriction in terms of the colors that we use.
And the painted surface is still very durable.
It is. The lacquer is still, I think, the gold standard for cabinetry, because it does give you an easy to maintain surface, and it is very durable. And of course, the colors in a lacquer stay true for a very long time.
And you mentioned things that are hidden away. You guys did the closets as well, which in my opinion, that area needs to be super functional.
Absolutely. In this case, we've got most of the 2 rod hangers. We got a central portion with both drawers. In this case too, we took the opportunity not to have handles everywhere. So we built a custom integrated handle as well for the cubbies, and I think it turned out quite nice.
This space is so chic. I'm ready to move in. Thank you so much for showing us around, Mike.
We're happy to have you, and thank you for coming along.